know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Mo. Shot himself. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already heard that Triple G, great win by Triple G. Beating is mandatory, TKO. Did what he had to do. Looked at sharp, looked at young, looked at like the good old Triple G. But I wasn't happy, my friends. I ain't no happy. Why? Read the title, see the thumbnail. What do you mean, Punch Drunk? What do you mean that the middleweight division is dead? You talking about the middleweight division, one of the most prestige division in the history of the sport of boxing? That division? What you talking about dead? I mean, we do have champions like Triple G. We do have champions like Demetrius Andre. We do have champions like Charlo. We do have a franchise champion like Canelo Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like boxing personnel, the media, credible opinion in the sport of boxing, play-by-plays, when you saw the telecast today, the Zone, I was not happy with the telecast today with the Zone. Kept on mentioning Triple G and the Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, Triple G. We're going to see. What about Demetrius Andre? What about Charlo? What about Triple G fighting Demetrius Andre? What about, why wasn't they saying that time and time again? Even in the post-fight interview with Triple G, why you didn't say, can you just ask a good middleweight question, huh? How about that? A great potential matchup. Unification matchup, right? I do believe in the sport of boxing that unification was supposed to be some type of an important accomplishment, right? To unify the titles. In one of the most prestige division historically, in the history, historically, one of the most prestige division in the sport of boxeo. And you can't ask a simple question? I'm sorry, who the hell? I didn't know your name, but Mr. or Mrs. whatever who interviewed Triple G in the post-fight interview, you just couldn't ask him a simple question. Triple G, are you interested in unifying the middleweight division? Matter of fact, there is two champions there, right? There is Charlo, there is Andre. Especially Andre, which was in the building tonight, which also called Triple G out, got in the ring. Would you like to unify the title with Demetrius Andre? Both of y'all work with Matchroom. Both of y'all have a good relationship with Eddie Hearn. Huh? Both of y'all with the Zone. What do you want to unify the titles in one of the most prestige divisions in the sport of boxing? You know this division, Mr. Triple G. Undefeated world champion with a pedigree like him. What do you want to fight? No. You don't ask these type of questions. They rammed the Canelo Alvarez, Triple G down our throats, right? Down our throats. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know that Canelo Alvarez is fighting and campaigning in 168? When was the last time Canelo Alvarez was in 160 pounds, please? When has he campaigned in 160? Did you listen what Canelo Alvarez had to say yesterday during the press conference? He said that he wants to be 168-pound undisputed. That he is comfortable with this weight, with this division, and he likes the division, and he is going to campaign and going for an undisputed, meaning he has no interest in going back to 160 pounds, in which for me, that's evident, that's self-explanatory. He was at 175, 168. Why would he go back to the 160, huh? Everybody chasing him everywhere he goes. And that's one of the problems, is that everybody is chasing Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is not in the middleweight division. I mean, Triple G don't want to unify. Another credible name in the sport of boxing, a future Hall of Famer, don't care about a fight with Demetrius Andre. Don't care about Charlo. Charlo don't care about a fight with Demetrius Andre. So you know what? The middleweight division is dead. Dead. Tombstone. Dig the grave. 6 feet under. Fatality. Fatality is the middleweight division. Fatality. Murillo. Demetrius Andre is forced. It's not Demetrius Andre. Of course, Demetrius Andre wants to fight Billy Joe Saunders, but it's not that he has to fight Billy Joe Saunders. He's chasing Billy Joe Saunders because he just can't get a fight in the middleweight division. Him as a campeón, un hombre que tiene los títulos, huh? People want to shame him so he could fight Liam Williams. Well, he needs to prove. No. He's a champion trying to go for champions. Charlo has stated before his fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko that he's actually willing to move to 168 and he's calling out Canelo Alvarez. Triple G, the accent, they ramming Canelo Alvarez's name down Triple G's throat. They don't want to mention anybody's name. Thinking about you. Boom, he's going to be thinking about Canelo Alvarez, 168. Callum Smith tomorrow, Canelo Alvarez, 168. Demetrius Andre going to Billy Joe Saunders, 168. Billy Joe Saunders left to 168. Danny Jacobs left to 168. Guess what? The middleweight division, which is you can have great fights. I'm talking about not you can have pay-per-view caliber fights. I'm not going to say historic number. I'm not going to say mega fight, but you could turn into the pay-per-view. Matter of fact, it will be the one of few of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing come 2021. If you could see Triple G versus Demetrius Andre, if you could see Triple G versus Charlo, if you could see Charlo versus Demetrius Andre, it seems like they all not going to compete and challenge themselves. The best fight in the best in the middleweight division does. It is dead. Tombstone, Undertaker, Fatality. Just drop the belt. If Demetrius Andre gonna go to fight Billy Joe Saunders in 168, Triple G is gonna want to fight Canelo Alvarez in 168. Charlo may fight one of the guys in 168 who might probably just campaign there because what he's gonna get right here, he's gonna fight some type of mandatory or some type of Hogan or Keeler or whatever, right? The middleweight division, one of the most prestige divisions in the sport of boxing, historically, man. Great fights, Hearns and the Haglers of the world. Hopkins. And is dead. Do I blame it on Canelo Alvarez? Or do I blame it on the people that only want to go for the Canelo Alvarez sweepstakes? Because they don't want to build on legacy. They don't want to unify. I don't know. All I'm going to say is, just drop the belts, everybody. Drop the belts. Eddie Hearns, he doesn't, and Eddie Hearns, shout out to Eddie Hearns. I consider Eddie Hearn one of the most prestige promoter in the sport of boxing today. I love Eddie Hearn, but he doesn't keep that same excitement, that same energy when he talks about Demetrius Andre, when he talks like the likes of Katie Taylor and Anthony Joshua, Dillian White. When it comes to Demetrius Andre, you don't hear the passion, you don't hear the love, you don't see it from Eddie Hearn when it comes to Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre, Eddie Hearns was also in the post-fight interview with Triple G. Why you just can't say, you know what, Demetrius Andre fight? I know he mentioned his name, but he ain't say it with passion. He ain't say it with, but he ain't say it like a man. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, Eddie. Say it with your chest. What are you signing for? Huh? So somebody else won't get him? That's what it seems like to me. I don't know. Again, I love Eddie Hearn, one of the most prestige promoters. I still rock with Eddie Hearn, but it seems like with Demetrius Andre, he just don't show that level of passion he does with his other fighters. They have offered Charlo. I'm not saying that Eddie Hearn didn't try, because the Billy Joe Saunders, you already know, he tested for PEDs, and that couldn't happen. They tried to forward some money, some good money to Charlo. Charlo don't want it. Demetrius Andre, I'm going to say it like this, and I'm going to keep on saying, is the most avoided fighter in the sport of boxing. And I don't even want to go to the fear, to the word fear, because I believe that no fighter is scared of nobody. This is what they've been doing for a living. They've been doing this since Hearn. These are modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. But I'm going to say it like this. The reason why people don't want Demetrius Andre, the reason why, because they still yearning for that sweepstake with Canelo Alvarez. And they know real well that Demetrius Andre's skill set will be the monkey wrench to that possibility. And for the fans and the media that want to keep on throwing and dragging that Canelo Alvarez and Triple G trilogy down our throats, are scared if they get, because these are boxing heads. These are boxing personnel. They know boxing. They know a Demetrius Andre fight will be a monkey wrench to the possibility of all those fighters that could potentially fight the cash cow Canelo Alvarez. And And since Demetrius Andre is probably not very, very active in social media, and it's not all everywhere doing interviews and stuff like that, it's easy to just push Demetrius Andre to the side. But let's not forget also, Triple G has gotten a pass. Yes, he has gotten a pass. I mean, he's a future Hall of Famer. Take nothing away from Triple G. But the questions is softball questions. Not like a lot of people, they get the dug, they avoiding this person. Why are you not going to negotiate with this? With Triple G, easy, easy. I don't know. All I can say is, middleweight division is dead. Dead. The welterweight division, another prestige division, which a lot of people want to see Bud Crawford and Earl Spence. That's not happening. We got Manny Pacquiao that's going to go probably almost 2 years without defending the belt. That's on a halt. Nobody could accomplish anything in the welterweight division because these guys are not going to fight each other. The fight that is there going to be no unification bouts. I don't know what's happening. The heavyweight division. I mean, we want to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. I hope that happens. Undisputed. I hope that, it could be for all the straps. I hope that nobody needs to vacate the straps. But you know what? It's like I told, I was tweeting Marcos Viegas. Shout out to Marcos. This just opens the lane for YouTubers. Yep. It just opens the lane for YouTube boxing. Because if it's all about money, I know this is prize fighting. I understand. But if it's so much about the prize and not the pride, of course, there got to be some pride into it. But now pride is all the way to the ground. Like, there is no pride. There's nothing. It's all about the prize. It's all about the show. And guess what? The YouTubers will take over. You know what? I'm thinking about going to training camp, y'all. Yep. Y'all open up the lanes for all of us. Everybody in the YTBC, get into the gym, baby. We gonna take over boxing, baby. Let's do some celebrity matchups, some exhibition. Let's get the sanctioning bodies. I don't care. We taking over. Y'all don't want to take over your own sport. Y'all don't want to take over your own sport. Then we, the YouTubers, will take over. Shout out to Logan Paul and Jake Paul, KSI. My buddies. Yup, we gonna take over, baby. Because it seems like y'all don't give a damn about your own sport. I gotta go.